Okay, so I just want to teach you how to quickly use QGIS making a contextual or a locational map. Okay, so I'll start my new project and I would first add my layers by going to layer. So shapefiles are basically vector layers, so I'll add that here. Over here, you have nothing to do much apart from navigating or browsing to where your layer is, the shapefiles are. So I want to create a shapefile contextual or a study map for Kumasi, so the second largest city in Ghana. So I navigate to where my Kumasi shape files are. So first I can find my Kumasi shape files GKMA over here. So Kumasi. Okay, so let me try this. Let me add this, and that's added. So I have my Kumasi shape files added. The same thing to Ghana. I want the new Ghana shape file. So I have it at mapping. I guess mapping. Okay, so I go to new, then I want a new Ghana shape file. So new, I should have that over here. New. Where are you? New Ghana shape file. So I have it here. New regions. I add that. Okay, so this one I can basically just zoom to layers that I have. I add that of Ashanti region. I need that as well. The regional context. So I need Ashanti region. I think that should be under maps. Okay, let me try here under maps. Yeah, under maps, let's see if I have Ashanti region. So I have Ashanti region here. Ashanti. Okay, so I add that. I need that of West Africa as well. I want to show it in the West African context. Okay, so I just had West Africa. West Africa. Where do I have that? I think it should be under mapping as well. So I go to new, go to maps. I should have West Africa down here. So I have West Africa. I add another that as well. So I close that. So West Africa comes down, Greater Kumasi goes up. That's GKME. I have Ashanti region next in Ghana. So I'm just going to change this, edit it because I need them labeled right. So this is Kumasi. And I have Ashanti region, so should be Ashanti region. Okay, so I open up the properties, but let me just close that. We don't need that for now. So we go to Ashanti region, we label it Ashanti region. Okay, and this is Ghana, so we don't need it as new file. So we need Ghana and West Africa. That should also be edited. So West of Africa. Okay, all right. Now we just need some editing. I don't need Kumasi. I need it to look red. Okay, very visible. So I'll come to symbology and I'll change that here to red color. But I don't need this actually. I don't need the outline. I want everywhere to be red, so I don't need it to be solid. Okay, it would be, but the outline should be red as well. Okay, so we have it everything red. That of Ghana. Okay, I think I need a cyan color or cyan as I'm pronouncing. So let's see if that should be fine. So I'll select this and everything is okay fine. That of Ghana, I think this color is okay, but West Africa, I don't need to have to be filled. I just need it to have outline. So we select this and we take it out of being solid. Okay, we don't need this with the outline. Maybe 0.5 or 1. Let's see if that's fine. Then maybe we can go for green. All right, so this is West African countries. Is it not too thick? Is that okay? Um, all right, but let's maintain that. So let's label the African countries, okay? So we're going to label this. We label them, but they don't give us actually the name. So we go to attribute table to see what they actually were attribute table. Okay, so over here, Ghana, yeah, yep. So we have Ghana, yeah. All right, so it's under caption. So that's where we go to properties, Then from properties, where do we go? We have labels, and the field is showing to be ID, so we don't need that. We need it to be caption, and that's it. So you change it and you get that right. So we have everywhere named as yeah, given the name of the country. So now we actually want to show that, to put it in layout form. So we go to print layout, new print layout, or you come to projects and select that over here. Okay, so the shortcut is just with you here. So you select that. And the name of it, we're going to give it like Kumasi map. Okay, so locational map of Kumasi. Sorry. Okay, so that's, now this is the toolbox. So you have to navigate here to see all the tools, what they are used for. So pan for panning, for zooming, moving items, and moving map content over here. So we need a map. We just have to create that here. Okay, so we create a map. Now we have this. Okay, so we can have something like this. Okay, so but the scale of the map, I think, is not what we want. So what we are going to do is to just uh okay, so we're going to change the scale. We're going to change the scale. Okay, so we'll get back to our original map and we'll change the scale here. So let's zoom this to layer and see what we have. It's still tiny for me, so I'm just going to change the scale to about 43. 43 right now. Take 12 0 0 0 0 0. Okay, so I think this should be, well, but no, why not we just making it 40? I think no, 42. Let's see, that'll be fine. Now over here, if you place your cursor here, you should see changes. So here is the map. Set map extend to map, match main canvas extend. But this all actually we need. This should match the scale. So if you click on this, it should match what the scale has. Okay. So this is what the scale has. And if you want to orient this, then you use this, and that is move item content. So you select this and you move it anywhere you want it to be. Okay. Get it right. So this is how it is. So that's simple. Okay, so the map, we actually want it to have a frame. Okay, so we will check the frame and maybe increase the thickness of it. I just need it 0.5. Should not be that long. If not, it will be too, should be some way. I don't need that thick. Okay. All right. So now we have that, and we would want to add um a descriptive map here showing that this tiny thing is actually Kumasi. So that's our focus. So we will add another map, add a map here. Let's just have a map here. Okay. And with this map, we want to emphasize Kumasi. So what we're going to do is just to get back here, and our focus is going to be on Kumasi. Okay. So we zoom in. All right. But it still look tiny for me. So maybe something further. But this time I don't need the labels of Africa to show. So I just West Africa to show. I get that out. Then when you get back here, so we are just going to make this fit the scale. Well, but this is just showing the part of Ghana. So we have to navigate to get out of class. So let me get this right. Okay. Let's see if it will reflect. Should reflect. Oh, it's giving us tough time. Anyway, so let's zoom to layer first of all, then we later look at increasing the map. So zoom to layers. Yeah, but this will be tiny for us. Be tiny, very, very tiny. Easy. So we just going to move this right. Move this till we focus on Kumasi. Okay, but it still look tiny, so we need to increase it. So the scale here is 14. Okay, so we're just going to get, let's give it some zeros now. Okay, is this still okay? So this one, let's just make it 10. All right, and see if that's fine. Oh, it's still tiny anyways. Should we go for 5? Or what do you think? Okay, let's go for 5. Go for 5. So we get this off and that's off. And that will be 5. Oh, let's see. Okay, that's quite, it's increased. Okay, so this is quite visible. So I'll arrange this. Right. So over here, we're going to demonstrate that from here to here, this is Kumasi over here. All right. So we're going to have it this. So we have a polyline, then we draw from here to there. Okay. Now we want this change that tiny for me. So maybe we can have, what should we use? The stroke, the weight should be 0.5 or 0.7. Okay. But down here, you can actually change it to whatever color you want. You know, not actually color, but if you don't need it, you want it to be strokes, you can change it. But if you don't need it that way, you cannot. But I feel the strokes are fine for me. Okay. If you don't need that way, you can maintain what it was first. Okay. Now, if this is shown, what next? I think that's it. So we are going to introduce key features of a map. Okay, so we will need the scale. We draw that down here. Okay, the scale is actually fixed, so because of that, it's going to give us a fixed scale. But if you don't need it that way, you get it up. Okay, and you resize this to fit what you want. Okay, so you can change it maybe up to 60, and it will change the scale. I think. Okay, all right. So just get it down below. All right. Now we need the legend. Okay, so that's the legend there. We need a legend, and that's shown. Maybe you want to increase the legend, so we label it legend. Yep, that's the legend. Right. So we need a frame for the legend, so we have to frame it. It's important. And maybe we increase the weight to 5 as well. All right. So that's the legend. That's it. Now we need, okay, this has to be framed as well. Initially, we didn't frame that. So the second map, we have to frame it. So we look for our frame and frame that. We frame it as well. Should be framed. Yeah, so that's that. And what again? We need our north arrow for direction. Okay, so you draw your north arrow, you draw it, and you can actually change to any kind of arrow you want over here. So I need something like this. Then I have that. Don't be stubborn, boy. So you can have something here. Your north arrow. We can have it down here. Okay, there is not actually any standard as to how you orient your work, but you decide how you want it to look and where you want it to be oriented. Okay. Okay. Now we need the title of the work. So we label it. So we are going to, we have locational map of Kumasi, Ghana. Right. I think